Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Mike Lindsley. Time to talk with you here on Instagram and YouTube. And this video is brought to you by our great friends at the Allen Angus Pub, home of the best darn Angus burger in town in Central New York. If you are heading to any big event, concerts, sporting events, you name it, go to the Allen Angus Pub. They've got awesome food, burgers, wraps, awesome chicken entrees. The appetizers are great. Buffalo shrimp, broccoli cheddar soup is my favorite. And they've got an awesome selection of beers on tap and in the bottle as well. The Al and Angus Pub in Central New York. We are also brought to you by Wagurski Law Firm, Wayne Design Sign, and the official title and college of the ML Sports Platter, which, of course, is Bryant and Stratton College. I want to preview the Yankees-Red Sox series, which starts tomorrow. Both teams of course, have just been separating themselves easily from all the other teams in the American League East, and they've been neck and neck. They've been within a game or two of each other pretty much all season long. Let's start with the pitching matchups for this series. Again, it's going to be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Yankee Stadium. They've split the first 6 they've played. They still have to play 13 more, by the way. In August, they'll be back at it. That'll be after the trade deadline. We'll see if somebody, maybe the Red Sox pick up Hand for the bullpen. Maybe the Yankees pick up a starter like J.A. Happ or somebody else. And then, remarkably, these teams will finish the season with a dramatic 3-game set at Fenway Park as well. That'll be at the end of the year. So there's a lot of dramatic games left. There's a lot of drama-filled stuff going on here between the Yanks and Red Sox until the end of the year, because both teams really want to avoid that one-game wild card playoff. They want to set up for a best-of-5 in the ALDS and then try to get to the ALCS and World Series eventually as well. But it's harder when you have to try and win that first game. You burn your ace and all that. So that's kind of the schedule. That's some things going on. But the pitching matchup really for Friday and then Saturday and Sunday, the pitching matchups I want to start with. On Friday night, it's going to be Eduardo Rodriguez for Boston against CC Sabathia. On Saturday, it's going to be Chris Sale against Sonny Gray. And then Sunday is going to be spectacular. A Sunday Night Baseball ESPN game, and it's going to be Luis Severino on the mound going up against, of course, David Price. Now, again, you hope if you're a Red Sox fan that David Price doesn't, I don't know, cough, sneeze, play video games, stand up, and get hurt here, but we'll see what happens. So the pitching matchups, when you look at it on paper, and it's, baseball's crazy because you look at somebody who has you go into some games with 2 aces, you say, oh, that's going to be a 2-1 game, and a lot of times it ends up being 8-7, right? Or something happens in a baseball game that you just flat out can't predict. I think that the Yankees are going to actually win 2 of 3 out of this series. To me, the key game is Saturday. Can Sonny Gray give you enough to get the bullpen up against Chris Sale? That's the game that I worry about with the Yankees trying to hit Chris Sale. If they can hit Eduardo Rodriguez in game 1, CC Sabathia continues to turn back the clock, and he's a big game pitcher. He really tunes it up for games like these. Sunday night, Yankees are throwing out their best in Luis Severino up against David Price. To me, if the Yankees can somehow win one of the first 2 and then go into Sunday night, that'd be a great thing as well. Both of these offenses, when you look at what team has what edge and all the rest, I think the starting pitching, for the most part, is pretty much a wash, considering the fact that you've got Sabathia, Gray, Eduardo Rodriguez, and obviously maybe a David Price. Those guys all kind of wash each other out, even though they're all not facing one another. And David Price is facing Luis Severino. The best of the best is Sale and Severino, but they're pitching on different days. Sale pitching Saturday and Luis Severino pitching on Sunday. Where did teams have the edge? What about starting pitching? I don't know. I think it's kind of a wash. You've each got an ace there. You each have guys who have potential to go out and dominate, and Sale and Severino, they cancel each other out. And then the other 4 guys, Gray and, of course, Sabathia up against Rodriguez and the David Price situation, you're kind of looking like a wash there. So I don't think there's any advantage with the starting pitching. I don't think that there's really an advantage in terms of the managers. There's still first-year guys in Alex Cora and Aaron Boone, respectively, trying to make their mark with their new teams. Offensively, man, again, I think it's a wash here again because these teams are so darn good offensively, but this is why I'm picking the Yankees to win 2 of 3. Number 1, their bullpen. Their bullpen is better than the Boston Red Sox. When you're allowed to roll out Chad Green, you roll out Jonathan Holder. Remember, they still haven't gotten Tommy Kahnle healthy and back yet. You've got Aroldis Chapman to the back end, and Dylan Betances has been unbelievable the last couple of weeks. So the Yankee bullpen, they roll out a lot. The Red Sox have a lot of big-time arms out of there. Kelly on occasion. I know he gives up a big home run here and there, but Kelly comes out of that bullpen. Kimbrel comes out of that bullpen. They've got some nice firearms out of there, but it's not quite what the Yankees' bullpen is. And here's the other advantage I think the Yankees have. They're playing at Yankee Stadium. A lot of the guys have different numbers at Yankee Stadium, namely Aaron Judge. I actually expect a big series from Aaron Judge. Giancarlo Stanton, however, goes the other way. He struggled more at home, and he's had a lot more success on the road. So it's going to be a very, very, very interesting series from a matchup standpoint. It is in New York. A lot more of the Yankee offensive players have an opportunity here to do some damage because they hit better in New York. Stanton, again, not being one of them, but a lot of those other guys do. Gregorius and Judge, they just seem to hit better at home. Brett Gardner, we'll see what happens on that. This will be a perfect series also for Greg Bird to get going. And frankly, if I'm the New York Yankees, I am sick and tired of watching Neil Walker do his thing, Chasen Shreve do his thing. Isn't it time that the Yankees called up Brandon Drury from AAA? Plus, the Yankees are facing 3 lefties in this series. I would want to stack right-handers against them left and right. Well, guess what? Neil Walker is a lefty. Brandon Drury is a righty. For Christ's sake, call up Brandon Drury. Give Neil Walker some time off. I don't even care if you bench Greg Bird for a couple of games and call up Brandon Drury and let him play and hit from the right side. It is absolutely ridiculous how many more at-bats we have to watch of Neil Walker shitting the bed in New York and then watch Brandon Drury tearing it up in AAA. So I think you got to call up Brandon Drury. You got to sit Neil Walker. Start to stack the righties here for this 3-game set. We'll see what happens in this series. But I like the Yankees to win 2 of 3 in this series. And look, I said it before the season that the Boston Red Sox are going to be a lot better than people thought. I am still stunned that people like Mark Feinsand of MLB.com and others said point blank, I think the Boston Red Sox are going to miss the postseason. I thought that was ridiculous. I thought they were a team that has a lot of guys coming back to have superstar-type seasons. Mookie Betts, Andrew Benintendi, guys like Xander Bogaerts and all the rest. I was stunned to hear people think that the Red Sox were going to miss the playoffs. I thought they were going to be an American League East Division contender and certainly a pennant contender and absolutely a World Series contender as well. So, again, I'll take the Yanks to win 2 of 3 this weekend in the Bronx. It's Rodriguez against Sabathia, Gray against Sal, and then, of course, you've got David Price against Luis Severino in the Sunday night game on ESPN. I'm Mike Lindsley. We are brought to you by the Syracuse Nationals. Visit SyracuseNationals.com today and get your $15 pre-sale tickets for one of the great events in New York State, July 20th to the 22nd at the New York State Fairgrounds. We're also brought to you by Ed Conroy at Used Car King in Cortland. Van, car, SUV, awesome time to get your vehicle. Get it from Ed Conroy. Be a part of his VIP club. Find out how many more valuables you can get with just by buying a car. It's pretty darn great. Thanks for watching me, Mike Lindsley, on the ML Sports Platter on YouTube and Instagram. Hit me on Twitter at Mike L Sports for a chance to win tickets to that aforementioned Syracuse Nationals event. Again, hit me on PinstripePassion.com for my Yankees and baseball coverage. And as I always tell you people, over and over again, what do I say? Enjoy the games.